YouTube, welcome back. Welcome to Verbal One, and I'm your host, Big Bird, aka Scale_Nation on Twitter. Please like and subscribe on your way in. We doing a quick video to talk about the Miami loss in the Cheez-It Bowl. I told Verbal One is specifically about all Florida sports, Florida teams, the Dolphins, the Canes, the Heat. We going to the Magic, we going to the Gators, we going to the Nose, we going to all those things. Today we're talking about tragic news about Deriq King reporting that he tore his ACL in that bowl game. There was some good things and some bad things about that bowl game, but specifically, Deriq King has been through a lot, man. It's a tough fighter. He's a warrior. His family's been through so much. He's been through so much, transferring from the University of Houston, coming down here to the University of Miami, starting at quarterback under Rhett Leslie's offense. He's shined. He's had tough moments. He lost his father, his mom beat cancer. He's been through so much. The Canes have been through so much over the years, but this story is, pretty much sums up the Canes in a total, man. With Amon Richards with the neck injury, ending his career, and a lot of players coming through as top star recruits and not getting better and going to the league and not getting drafted high. And it's a lot of things that's been going on with the Canes, but that Cheez-It Bowl pretty much summed it up for me. Looking at the game quickly, the Canes just do not come into the game, in control. They don't come into the game, with the momentum. They don't come into the game with a strategy to jump first. And you could blame it on Baker. You could blame it on, the defense. They gave up 21 in the first couple of strikes, but the offense didn't score. So Rhett Leslie's up for a lot of different coaching positions. They're talking a lot of good things about him, and the Canes are saying that, oh, he might be leaving, but I mean, he couldn't score in the first quarter. He couldn't score his first 3 drives. That wasn't a problem for Oklahoma State. Scoring wasn't a problem for North Carolina. Scoring wasn't a problem for Clemson. He couldn't score against North Carolina in the first quarter. He couldn't score against Clemson. He has a lot of good formations. If you watch the Canes, leave a comment. He has a lot of good formations. He has a trip set that he uses. He used that sometimes, and he doesn't use it in the time that he needs it. He couldn't put points up on the board when King was in there. When Nicosi came in there, he did a couple good things. But that bubble screen on 4th down, I did not like the call. If you like the call, you leave a comment and let me know what you think. But I said that's a 3rd down play. If you know you're putting it all on the line, don't go for a play that you're not past the 1st down marker. You can't do that. You can't afford that. And that was the end of the season. That play behind the line of scrimmage, a bubble screen, was the last play that was called by Rhett Lesley in the 2020 season. And that right there, to me, I don't like it. But with Deriq King being in there, they could have had a lot of different options running, a lot of different things they could have done. This is a one-take video. That's all I do here. It's a lot of different things he could have done with Deriq King in there. With Nicosi, he was limited, of course. But as far as that arm strength, Nicosi probably had the strongest arm on the roster. With King not being able to play at the beginning of the season, you got a lot of decisions to make for Manny Diaz. And I personally feel like this season really rides on what Manny is as a coach. Because another thing that nobody talks about is all the seasoned coaches that Manny play against, he really gets beat bad. He gets beat very bad. And it's not funny, it's embarrassing as a Kane fan, but to put it all in a nutshell, to say exactly what we see as Kane fans, Manny Diaz can't beat the Dabos. He can't beat the Mac Browns. He's not his team is not disciplined enough. It's something about the way they align. It's something about the way they assign the defensive players. They don't look fast enough. They don't tackle. The teams look faster and stronger than Miami, and we can go for days. And I watch all the shows. I watch all the channels, man. And I love all the things that you guys do. I started my own because the comment section is where I go hard. I go hard in the comment section under CL. If you see me there, shout out to everybody that that show love to all those big shows like Hurricane Zoe and all those big, No More Defeats and Coach Coop and all those guys that do their thing. I'm starting my own channel. I'm just here to say my specific part. I mean, you might hear me call in on certain shows, but I'm saying it on my show here. Manny Diaz is on ice this year. This new coming year, he's on ice, man. You got so many great players that come through and they don't get better, and that's not Manny's fault. But the big games in the division games, the conference games, he's still not doing it. He's still not doing it. And to see Deriq King tear his ACL, for him to have to play or stay and rehab and then try to get his NFL career brewing after another year of, being in college football. He was going to stay anyway, but for him to have to rehab, it's a decision to be made about the team. And in that game against Oklahoma State, the defense eventually came and made their mark. Oklahoma State averaged 30 points a game. So, 21 points at the beginning and only 37 at the end of the game. I'm not going to sit back and say that Baker did horrible. He did bad. He gave up 3 touchdowns to a team that averaged 30 points a game. Miami didn't hold up their side of the bargain. We didn't go blow for blow. We wasn't ready for the shootout coming out the gate. He started calling a couple better plays when when the coach came in. But at the end of the day, the receiving core is that's not a top NFL receiving core. The guy that opted out for Oklahoma State, Ty Wallace, he's probably was the best receiver in the stadium. Miami have a lot of receivers that are small, that are slot, that are punt return speed guys. They drop a lot of passes. Miami receivers drop a lot of passes this entire season. And I'm gonna do a breakdown on the position as far as all those things. But I just want to shout out to Deriq King, man, to tell him how much of a warrior he is and how much that the Canes fans really love him, man. We're gonna support him through this rehab. We're gonna sit back and watch how this quarterback battle breaks down. We're gonna talk about Garcia. We're gonna talk about the new recruits. We're just gonna do a lot of digging because this injury struck a nerve, man. The guy's been a fighter. We want to say salute to Deriq King, man, and we hope you get well, man. Canes.